Hi everybody, my name is Trip, and today I'm going to be unboxing a Yinfente Clarinet in the key of A. I bought this instrument on eBay for only $137, much cheaper than that of a professional one. But before I begin, let's talk about the history of the clarinet in A. As many of you may know, the clarinet in A is pitched half a step below the standard B-flat clarinet. The reason to have clarinets in different keys is because earlier instruments were not entirely chromatic. They were limited in range, meaning that for some key signatures, a different variant of the clarinet was required. So without further ado, let's jump into my first impressions of this beautiful clarinet. Alright, so just starting out, this already looks pretty good. This case, it's probably like a fake faux leather, but it looks really good. And it's pretty hard. It'll do the job. It'll protect your instrument, so you won't have to worry about that. We've got a handle, nice sturdy handle. I paid an extra $3 for this nice case, so it's worth it instead of one of the little crappy ones they always put them in. We've got actual latches instead of a zipper, and we've got two of them. The hinges are in the back. Let's actually, before we get into that, let's do a little spin of it to show off every angle. Yes, very nice. You'll look very cool at school with one of these. So, let's open it. This is big reveal, guys. Whoa. Very nice, very nice. So, on top we've got our cleaning swab. It always works, but I would recommend getting a better one, because these on the bottom, the stitching, it likes to break, and then the metal piece that's inside here falls out. We've got our nice little white gloves that they always put in the box with these. I'll put them on for you to do the rest of the unboxing. Yes, I'm not quite sure. Maybe they just think over in China that every instrument is a marching instrument. So, but you get these little white gloves. They're nice and pretty. Cheaply made, very nice, high quality material. If I can get them on, that'd be nice. Yeah. So, this is how they look. Very nice, very cheap. Alright, so let's start opening it. Let's start with the bell. So, you'll notice, forgot this. They give you a little thing of cork grease, I guess. Don't use that. Throw that out. You get an actual stick. And then finally, you've got a little screwdriver all the way over in the back. So, for repairs. Alright, so we'll start on the bell. And if you notice, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. But if you look in the bell, there's actually another barrel in here. So, I'll save that for later. Put that over there. And here is our bell. Very nice, very nice. It's got little nickel rings, and this plastic, they're getting very good at imitating wood, so it's actually really pretty. Set that over to the side. Actually, we'll put it back in the case. Then we have, let's unbox the barrels next. So here's the first barrel. I guess whichever one you want to use. One's probably like a 62, and one's probably a 64 or a 63 and a 65 millimeter barrel. Look at this. Alright, that's our first barrel. Here is our second barrel. Very nice, very nice. Just push it out. More barrel. Sit that over in the corner. And let's move on to our lower joint. I'm not sure the camera does it much justice, but it looks pretty long compared to a standard B flat. The finger spacings are further apart, and it's heavier, much heavier. Yeah, there's our little lower joint. Doesn't seem to have any problems. So that'll go back in there. Now, our last piece, the upper joint. Oh wait, one more piece. We got the big boy after this. Yeah, this seems pretty nice. Yeah. Sit that down. Oh, okay, so the mouthpiece. Ah, yes. These mouthpieces are crap. They do not work. So you're gonna want to throw this away and get yourself a new one, a better one. But for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna be using everything that came with it and then putting my own stuff on it. And I don't understand why they do this. If you want your products to look good, you should not do this. But they leave the reed on in the case through all the shipping. And it's this cheap Chinese reed that's all chipped now. Yep. No brand. 2.5 reeds. Beijing, whatever. But you've got your mouthpiece here. Cheap plastic mouthpiece. Recommend getting a new one. Do not use this. It's absolutely terrible, I bet. And your mouthpiece cap. So, I mean, this reed probably doesn't even work. But I'm gonna use everything the way it came. So, the only problem I do have with the case is that there are no pockets or anywhere to put your stuff. There's no pocket here. So, what you have to do with your bell, or your other barrel, is you have to put it inside this bell, which can wear down the inside of the barrel over time, or the bell inside over time, and it's just not really good. But I mean, if you're keeping all your stuff in your regular B-flat case, then it shouldn't be that much of an issue. All right, so I'm gonna start putting it together, starting with the bottom joint in the bell. Now, I'm gonna be using cork grease because these are probably the driest corks ever. And like I said, get your own. Don't use the little tube that came in it. Get your own little chapstick cork grease type thing in a chapstick bottle. So you're gonna cork grease it up. I like to put a pretty good amount on it. Yeah, pretty good amount. And then you just rub it in. These are actually really dry, so I'm gonna put some more on them. I can feel how dry they are. Dang. Okay. Put some more on. Give it a little twist. Oh yeah. Now that should slide onto the bell. Pretty nicely. Pretty nice slide onto the bell, hopefully. You should, once you get it together, you should leave it out overnight to let these corks start fitting into this. So once you've got it together, after you try it out, leave it all out overnight so that the corks can get used to it. So put some grease on this next one. So we can fit them all together and they're not dying, you know, or can't say that, unaliving, sorry. All right. So now we're gonna take our top joint, upper joint, put it on the lower joint. Yep. Very nice, very nice. All right, so now we've got that all together. Now our barrels, we've got two. As you can see, there is a difference in height. So we probably have a 65-inch or 65 millimeter and a 63 millimeter. There's just a slight difference right there. I'm gonna go with the smaller one for now. Don't forget to put some grease on this cork too. With your own cork grease, not the little tube one, not this one. Get your own. A little more. And you don't want these corks to be dry because they're just gonna not be able to stay on. And it can also damage the tenon, which is what they sit on, and you don't want that. Now, with the mouthpiece, you do not want to use this mouthpiece. You're just gonna throw it in the trash, but just for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna be using this. But later, I'll be using my own setup just so you can get an accurate representation of what it'll sound like. We've got our chipped up reed, which we also don't want to use, but I'll do it. All the probably germs and grossness that's on this reed, but this is for you guys. Tastes very bad. Don't do this. You're gonna want to put some grease right here too on this cork. Just grease all the corks, I want to get them nice and moist. Put that on. And put on our reed. Gross. Like I said, I will be using my own setup later, but I just want to give y'all an accurate representation of what it sounds like straight out the box with no additions. Alright, so now that we got it together, let's do some playing. Alright, so I've got the setup here. This is with the crappy little reed, the crappy mouthpiece, and the reed is actually a 2.5, which is like super light for me. So it's probably gonna have some raspiness in it. So let's see how it sounds. Yeah, the reed is super light, and you always got to get a really good reed. I mean, it doesn't have to be the best, but reeds and mouthpiece make the world of a difference. And I'm using a neck strap, which you don't have to use, but you should get one, because not using one with all the weight that is put on your hand can lead to nerve damage later down the line, which you do not want. But overall, the sound is not the best, but I'm hoping that will get fixed when I change the mouthpiece and the reed. So, I mean, it's got a warm sound, but I'm going to swap out the whole setup real quick. So, let me do that. Now, this is a test with my own mouthpiece and reed. So that low E is kind of flat, and then I'm going to do a little excerpt. it sounds pretty good, and it's warm. The low notes are nice. You can really put some air into it, and it's not gonna fight you on that. And even though it's like it's a little $137, you're not gonna get anything better for that price. My teacher always tells me that it's not about the clarinet, it's the player. And if you practice enough on any clarinet, you're gonna be able to make it sound amazing, beautiful, however you want. It's all here and here. So overall, it's pretty nice, pretty good, has a nice warm sound.